The latest trend in off-the-shelf personal computers are modular PCs that give you an easy way to rebuild and upgrade the various parts of your computer. Here to show us two of the new modular upgradable PCs are Ray Pollum of ALR and John Meany of Compaq. John, as we saw at the beginning of the show, and as we know, I mean, the trend seems to be toward more integration, yet you've intentionally pulled the computer apart and broken it up into these modules. Why?
We found that if you separated all the different pieces, you would give the end user an opportunity to use the machine for a longer period of time.
So the guy who's worried about buying a PC today goes, tomorrow, yet another better one's going to come out.
Yeah, it includes processor, video, I/O, all the different components that are involved.
So instead of replacing the computer, you can just replace the part that you think is better now.
That's right.
All right, let's look at ALR now. You guys started this, I guess, a couple of years ago, Ray, right?
Yeah, I will give you an example of what John's talking about. This machine is the ALR PowerFlex. Now, when we introduced this back in 1989, it was a very good 286-based product.
Right.
It comes standard with 1 megabyte of RAM. It has 6 expansion slots, a hard disk controller, a floppy disk controller. It currently retails for $795.
But
it's a 286-based system.
Yeah.
If you wanted to run software which required a 386 processor, in the old days you take the old system and
junk it and buy a new computer.
Okay. Now you don't have to do that. This computer was built with what we call just upgrade the CPU built in. And you can take a module. This module is a 16 megahertz 386SX module. It retails at $245. So you can buy this module, plug it into this machine, thereby retaining the original investment of the 286 machine. And now you're able to run the latest software.
All right, so show me how complicated it would be to do. I've got my 286 ALR and I want to make it a 386.
It's a very simple process. You take the module, you plug it into the feature slot, and then you turn on the machine.
That's it? Okay, let me see.
There's no dip switches, there's no BIOS changes.
And it says PowerFlex 386 SX module installed. And that was $240, how much for the card?
$245 at the retail price.
Okay, let's turn to this ALR machine now and tell me what we're doing here with modularity.
This is ALR's mid-range product, and this product begins as a 33 megahertz 386 ESA-based machine. True 32-bit throughout, through the ESA expansion slots, through the memory, the cache. Everything that goes into this machine is 32-bit.
Okay.
This is a 33 megahertz 386 on this module here.
So I take it the scenario is I want to upgrade yet again to what, a 486 now?
If for some reason you wanted to upgrade to a 486, either a SX 486, a 25 486, a 33 486, or even a 50 megahertz 486. Let's say you start out with word processing, and you're doing some business applications on the machine, but your business grows and maybe you need to get into desktop publishing. I'm going to show you how to upgrade this from a 33 megahertz 386 all the way to a 50 megahertz 486 high performance.
All right, let's do it.
This is currently a 4 MIPS machine. What you would do is you would remove the 386 processor. Now you don't throw that away because ALR gives you a rebate on that machine, or on that processor card. You would take the 50 megahertz 486, plug it into the processor slot. In order to enhance the performance of this 50 megahertz 486, I'm going to install a 256K external cache controller. That's installed right next to the CPU card. And
what do we have here, memory?
This machine is expandable up to 17 megabytes on the system board. But in some applications, 17 megabytes may not be enough. We have an optional memory expansion card which allows you to bring the machine all the way to 49 megabytes overall. And that's simply a plug into that slot. And now you've gone from a 33 386 to a 50 megahertz 486, 256K cache, 49 megabytes of RAM.
Okay. All right, John, let's turn to Compaq, and you've gotten a lot of press on your modular machines. Now, first of all, you have a tool. Ray didn't use a tool. What's that screwdriver do?
The screwdriver is all you need to do to open it up and to remove or replace any of the components.
All right, run us through all the components. What are the different modules on the Compaq machine?
Basically, there's 5 components or modules involved in the system. The first one I'm going to pull out, just because it's most convenient, is the memory module. And with this memory board, you can put up to 64 megabytes of RAM on the system. The next one is going to be the processor board. In this case, it's a 486 SX 16 megahertz processor board. It's also got all of the standard memory, 4 megabytes of RAM, the logic to address the memory, and the cache built into it. The video board is also a separate module, and you can expect that in 1992 we'll be providing video upgrades for this system.
Okay,
and then over here on...
Yeah, right. We have 3 pieces, now we got
Right. Over here on this side of the machine, we took the I.O., that is the board that has the keyboard and mouse ports, the parallel and the serial ports, all on it, put on a separate board, as well as the battery that runs the clock on the system and the system ROMs. System ROM upgrades would also be done on this board, so that you would take this board out and do that. The other thing about this board is that either Compaq or possibly third parties will certainly be looking at this component to upgrade it in terms of either token ring or Ethernet down, maybe a SCSI port, and so on in the future.
Okay.
Then the 5th component is the system expansion board, which is the ESA slots.
Yeah.
And now that can be expanded or upgraded in the future as well. And that's what we talk about in terms of intelligent modularity.
Okay, now again, what do you mean, what does you say intelligent modularity? What is the intelligent part?
Well, instead of just looking at different pieces and pulling them apart and put them back together again, we looked at each one of those pieces and what were the different ways that we could upgrade those pieces. I think the I.O. board is the best example. There are a lot of pieces on the I.O. board that can be changed in the future, either by Compaq or by third parties.
All right, now if I wanted to upgrade my Compaq machine now, what do? I just sort of replace one of these
Well,
boards?
let's talk about the most common one that Ray addressed earlier. And in this case, I'm going to upgrade to a 48633DX.
Right.
So you would get your 486 processor board, insert that in the system, and it's basically just the reverse of what I did to take it out. And now you got a 4633. By the way, we will also be providing higher performance processors in the future in this box.
Yes. Now let me ask you, Ray, I mean, it looks very easy to stick these boards in, but, you know, a lot of typical business users, I mean, they don't want to take the case off. They don't want to stick their fingers in this stuff. I mean, how much knowledge do you have to be able to do this? How dangerous is it? How many mistakes can you make here?
It's not dangerous at all. ALR sells its product through a professional reseller community. And typically, large corporations, small corporations will have a reseller come in and do the upgrade for them. It's very simple, as I showed you, to be able to do it yourself. But in selling through a reseller channel, they have the ability to call it local support and local service to perform those types of functions.
John, would that be the same with the Compaq? You literally don't have to open it up yourself and stick these boards in yourself.
I agree, and in fact, I think that the trend is going, particularly in large businesses, away from internal do-it-yourself in your own business to relying on somebody else whose business it is to do that. And Ray made a good point there.
So the idea here is not necessarily to do it yourself, but you really do have the ability to have at least somebody, you know, open the thing up and change pieces of it and keep your computer current.
Certainly.
All right, and what are the costs of things like your upgrade, John? We saw what this 3 to 6 board was. Suppose I want to go to that higher board.
The way that we price that is that the cost for the upgrade is no more than the difference between the 2 models when you first buy it. In this case, you're talking about $1,200 at retail.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Well, that's today's tutorial on how to build or rebuild your own PC. Stay tuned now for this week's computer news on Random Access.